Hey there, John Morris here, johnmorrisonline.com. Welcome back to another episode of The John Morris Show. So I got this from Chris over on YouTube. He said, speaking of specialization, I have no idea what to specialize in. I'm not a PHP dev. I'm a Django Python developer. I learned to make websites, and I think I can make most anything given enough time. I made a couple e-commerce sites just for fun. So far, I've made one paid site for a local restaurant. That's it. Although I haven't advertised myself in any way at all. I guess my question is, what the hell do I specialize in? All right, so it's not the what, it's the how. And I know that I've talked a lot about this before, and I've kind of answered a number of these questions before, but I keep getting these questions, so I want to make sure and address it, and I want to maybe address it from a little bit different angle today. So again, it's not the what. I can't tell you what to specialize in, only how to figure it out. And how to figure it out is more important anyway. So a big part of this is what you like to do, the things you enjoy building, the things you enjoy doing. That's a really big part of it, as a matter of fact. Another part of it is what you're good at, what you have talent in, or what you enjoy enough you're willing to get talented. That's another big part of all of this. But let's assume that you can figure all that stuff out pretty quickly, and the part that you're stuck on is the what will clients pay for part, because I find that tends to be where these questions sort of tend to group up. So again, as I've mentioned before, there's no magic formula or list of these sorts of these are the hot niches, these are the not hot niches, etc. But there is plenty of evidence to be found to help you figure that out. And these things evolve and change on a fairly regular basis. So knowing how to do it is really important. So for example, there are two niches over on Upwork that are both really kind of high level or highly related dev web development type niches. Right, so they're both people that would do somewhat similar things, but they are very different in terms of the clients that are in them. One has multiple clients that are over 20,000 spent on the site, have tons of projects hired and completed, have a bunch of positive reviews and all of that stuff. The other one, when you look at it, it's basically a ghost town. It really is stark, the contrast between the two. It's got lots of projects, maybe even fairly close to the other one, but the clients that are hiring for those projects, most have never hired anyone before, have spent no money on the site at all, have hired no projects, and have no reviews. So of those, which of the two do you think is a better market? Obvious, right? Well, when you know how to do that research, then these things become that obvious. So it's simple, but not necessarily easy to figure this stuff out. Again, you start with the things that you like doing and the things you're good at, and then you do some research. That's the part that most people, most developers, most freelancers really don't do, or they kind of halfway do it, is the research part. But if you nail the research, you go in knowing that you're in a lucrative market. And if you've picked something you like doing, something you're good at, you've set yourself up to be successful from the start. Whereas if you were going into that other niche where it's kind of a ghost town, you've almost set yourself up to fail from the start, because you're really gonna, the chances of you finding a long-term client out of that, the chances of people not flaking and all the horror stories that developers like to talk about, that stuff's a lot more likely to happen in that less sophisticated niche. So you ask questions like, is anyone hiring, or for something related to what it is that you like to do on Upwork? What are other freelancers charging for? What kind of clients are there, etc.? And those are some of the few important questions that you need answers to. And it's just a matter of, you just got to do it. You just got to sit down and do the research. That's the biggest thing. And the tools are there for you to do it. And Upwork, by the way, is a really great tool for doing that, because it's people who are actually directly paying money, and you can go and look and see what markets money is being spent a ton in and what markets it's not. So it's a very great tool for that. Now, of course, the Upwork course that I'm releasing on July 4th I'm going to show you how to do all of this in a step-by-step screencast format. So actually go inside Upwork into my client account or into my freelancer account, and we look at different projects and so forth. And I think we even bounce back and forth to my client account to show you some other things there. But I show you how to do all of this, from picking your niche to building your profile to bidding on jobs, and eventually making your exit off of Upwork so that you can go out on your own without it, which is from the very beginning is what I have recommended. Anyway, it's all in that course if that's something that you're wanting to learn and really get nailed that down so you can start making a living doing this as both a web developer and as a freelancer. So if you want to access, you'll need to be a supporting listener of this show over on Patreon. You can get all the details on that at johnmorrisonline.com/Patreon, and I look forward to seeing you over there. But whatever you do, make sure that before you invest all of your time into, marketing yourself and putting yourself on Upwork and building your profile and all the things that you're going to do to try and get that going, that you do a little research first, that you verify that there really is some good clients and a good market there first, so that you set yourself up for success. And again, if you want help, johnmorrisonline.com/Patreon. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Again, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.